Hello everyone and welcome back to Grow Leafy. Today we are going to talk about the persimmons tree, and I'm going to do a little bit of harvesting, and then we're going to talk about the persimmons because there are two different varieties of persimmons that you will typically see in my area, basically in the United States. And this is my persimmons tree right over here, and it is really tall. And so I've got a fruit picker as well that I just put together, and I bought it just recently in the past week to make it really easy for me to reach for some of those higher branches that have the persimmons on there. All right, so let's get started with this fruit conversation. So during this time, I am not gardening that much outdoors, just to be honest, just because it is so cold, and a lot of plants that I grow just really don't last during this time. This is the time for perennials. This is the time for my cold crops, but I tend to move on inside where I start growing a lot of my leafy greens indoors and microgreens. But during this time, during the fall, you can find some really neat things outdoors. Like right now, this is the best time to harvest persimmons. So between these months, between October, November, and now it's December, I'm harvesting this persimmons. You know, around this time, I am harvesting other things like black walnuts, there's acorns, there's a lot of different things that you can harvest. So that is one great benefit of persimmons, is that the time when usually my garden harvests are low, my trees and the persimmons and other things that I'm growing is producing a lot. So there are two different types of persimmons. There is the Hachia persimmons, which is the American persimmons, and then the Fuyu persimmon. And what we have is the American persimmon, so the Hachia persimmon, and it is acorn shaped. Look, it is really tiny. It's very sweet. And when you harvest it, you want to make sure that it is very soft, because if you don't, then it will be very astringent. It will dry your mouth out and it will just feel really horrible. But then you gotta wait till that feeling of the astringent persimmon goes away. But if it is ripe, it is sweet. You can put it in puddings, you can bake with it. It's really good. To give you a better idea, this is what my persimmons look like. All right, and this is the tree. It is so tall. Impossible for me to get up there, but I could at least reach some of these lower branches right over here so that I can harvest this fruit. This is the American persimmon, what I have here on my property. And this was actually here when we moved to this property. So this was not a tree that I planted myself. I've never planted one of these trees. But when I moved on this property, I was so happy to find out that we already had some fruit trees. This picker was really easy for me to put together. It's fairly long. I am basically a little over 5'3", and so look, it's a little bit taller than I am, but there's some parts right here. These little sharp points are basically like little hooks that grab at the persimmons to grab it. And this is actually something that you can use for apples, or maybe if you have any other fruit. Apples, peaches, maybe cherries, little crab apples. And the grooves in between here are pretty spacey there. And so my little American persimmon will actually fall through. And so that's why I just got a piece of material right here, and it's a mesh, and just put that in there. I'm just hoping that that will catch it so it doesn't just fall out. And I'm gonna go ahead and pick a few, and then we're gonna talk about it. So these are obviously too tall for me to reach. I'm gonna just see if I can hook some of those. These ones, I'm not even sure if these ones are ripe or not, but I'm just gonna, here we go. They either fell on me or fell into the basket. But at least I'm not missing out on this now, because last year I didn't have this thing, and I just didn't get them. Oh, that's cool. Just got some in there. See, it either falls down or it's pretty high up. Got persimmons falling down right on me. One more. So I see a cluster right here that I'm just gonna reach up and see what I can grab out of that, and then pull down. And they'll either fall on the ground or fall into the basket. Some of them are just falling on the ground. That one got hooked. See if I can kind of get this one. Want to do it in a way where it really falls into the basket. There you go. So I got a few there. There's a whole bunch of them. Look at that. Oh, wow. That was way more than I would have gotten because I wouldn't have been able to grab this last year. Pretty cool. I went to my kitchen and went and got the Fuyu persimmon. So you can see what that looks like. It looks like a tomato. Kind of looks like one. I'm just gonna bite into it. I bought this one from the store. It's so good. It's sweet, crunchy. There are no seeds in here. I'm able to bite through the skin with no problem. It's very delicious. I like that. That tastes really good. So just want to show you the difference between what the Fuyu persimmon looks like. So when you look at this, look at the difference of the size. You see the difference in size? This is the one that would grow more in the tropical, warmer climates, and this is the one that's growing in the cooler environments like where I am in zone 6. And it's good. Comparable. They're both really sweet, so it's just your personal preference which one you like better. The other thing is that the persimmons thrive well and much better in climates that have very hot summers, warm summers, and some cooler winter months or fall months, because my persimmon, actually in particular, does better and ripens up when it has frost days and very cold days. That makes my American persimmons much sweeter. Whereas the Fuyu persimmon does better in climates that are warm, so like the southern states in the US or in just hot tropical type climates. It does much better like that. And actually here in my grow zone, it would be really difficult for me to grow a Fuyu persimmon. Just like many other fruits in general, the persimmons have vitamin A and vitamin C, so you're getting a nutritional benefit as well. So basically this is all. I need to go ahead and continue to finish picking because right now this weather is bearable today, but it gets very cold in my zone. And if it freezes, then those persimmons freeze up. So right now they're soft and it's a perfect temperature to go ahead and pick it. So I'm going to go ahead and pick them. But I hope that this video was helpful and that you learned something from it. There's a lot of just nutritional value in just eating fruits. It's just healthy. It's really good for your body. And then there's natural sugars as well. But if you have any questions, just let me know. I hope you enjoyed this. And just remember to grow leafy, and I'll see you all next time. Bye.